You know, the evolution of artificial intelligence isn't just some simple software update. It's a massive paradigm shift, a series of revolutionary phases that are set to completely redefine intelligence, our world, and maybe even what it means to be human. Today, we're going to trace that incredible journey from right now to way, way out there.
All right, let's dive right in. Think of this as our roadmap for today. We're breaking down the entire AI revolution into three distinct phases. We're starting right here in the present with specialized AI, which is pretty much going to define things until about 2030. Then we'll look ahead to the next big step, general AI. And finally, we'll get into the really mind-bending stuff, super intelligence, which could start showing up around 2040 and beyond.
So here's the game plan. We're going to tackle each of these three phases one by one. And for each, we'll look at the core tech that makes it all possible, what its defining features are, and this is the really cool part, how each leap in intelligence could totally transform the physical world, which we'll see through the eyes of robotics. Okay, let's kick things off with what's familiar, with what's happening right here, right now. We are deep in the age of specialized AI, or ANI, and the most powerful version of it, of course, is the generative AI that has just taken the world by storm. So what is ANI really? Well, the best way to think about it is like a master of one trade. It's a total genius in one specific area. It can write an essay or create a breathtaking image way faster and maybe even better than any human. But you can't ask that same AI to then go cook you dinner. It's incredibly powerful, but it has to stay in its lane.
These right here, these are the three absolute pillars that made all the generative AI we're using today possible. It all really kicked off with the transformer architecture, which was this revolutionary breakthrough that let AI understand context. Then, large language models used that power to absolutely master language. And diffusion models took this brilliant idea of basically undoing noise to master the world of visuals.
And this is where it gets really interesting. This is how ANI is starting to jump out of the computer and into the physical world. Instead of having to program a robot with exact, painstaking instructions, we can now just talk to it. Models like VLA, which stands for Vision Language Action, are building that crucial bridge between our words and a machine's physical action. Okay, so let's build on that, because the next great leap, and this is predicted for around 2030 onwards, is artificial general intelligence, or AGI. This is the moment AI stops being just a specialized tool and starts becoming a true thinking partner. Now, the key word here, the absolute game changer, is general. An AGI won't need to be trained from scratch for every new problem. Instead, it'll be able to connect ideas, learn from its experiences, and figure out solutions to things it's never even seen before, just like we do. So you're probably asking, how in the world do we get there? Well, this is the predicted toolkit. It starts with something called world models, which gives the AI this intuitive grasp of reality, almost like an internal physics engine. Then you add reasoning engines, so it can think logically, step by step, not just make educated guesses. And the final piece of the puzzle, self-improving algorithms, which means it can literally make itself smarter over time, all on its own. And this is where science fiction basically stops being fiction. With an AGI for a brain, a single humanoid robot could become the ultimate multi-tool. It could adapt, learn, and perform almost any task, whether it's in your home, on a factory floor, or even in elder care. Okay, take a deep breath, because now we're venturing into the truly mind-bending part of the future. If AGI is intelligence at a human level, then artificial superintelligence, or ASI, is an intellect that will be smarter than the combined intelligence of every single human who has ever lived. And I really want to stress this point. We're not just talking about a smarter AI. This is a fundamentally different kind of intelligence. Its thoughts, its ideas, might be as impossible for us to understand as our physics is to an ant. At this stage, innovation would become almost instantaneous. Once an AI can improve itself, it could kick off this runaway chain reaction, what a lot of people call the singularity or an intelligence explosion. You fuse that with the raw power of quantum computing and the incredible precision of nanotechnology, and its abilities become almost unimaginable.
So what could an AI actually do? I mean, what are we talking about here? Well, we're talking about solving humanity's greatest, most impossible challenges, discovering new laws of physics, ending diseases, and even cracking things like room temperature nuclear fusion. That would mean limitless, clean energy that would totally reshape our civilization. It could solve global problems in a heartbeat. And in this phase, the whole idea of a robot just completely falls apart. You can forget about clunky metal humanoids. Think more like intelligent, programmable matter. Swarms of tiny nanobots that can build anything, cure you from the inside out, or even start to blur the very line between our biology and machines. Okay, so let's pull all of this together. Let's just take a step back and look at this entire evolutionary journey, all on one chart. When you see it laid out like this, the sheer scale of this progression is, well, it's just staggering. This table does a brilliant job of laying it all out. We start with ANI, which basically mimics what we tell it to do. Then we evolve to AGI, which can learn and act on its own, just like a person. And finally, we end up with ASI, an intelligence that completely transcends us and gains direct control over matter itself. So, the ultimate endpoint of this journey isn't just about making smarter tools. As this quote suggests, the final frontier might be the complete redefinition of biology, of consciousness, and of what it even means to be alive in the first place. At the end of the day, what we're looking at isn't just another tech trend. It's a potential turning point in the entire story of life on this planet. And that leaves us with what might be the most profound question our species will ever have to answer. How should we prepare for an intelligence beyond our own?